Okay. Welcome to our compliance webinar on e-invoicing impact on UAE tax and finance operations, where we'll get to know how businesses can better understand e-invoicing and the changes it brings. Okay. So we have Karthik joining our call, who is an indirect tax domain expert. So hey Karthik.
Hey, hi Siddharth.
Yeah. Can you give a little intro about yourself and then we'll go to the questions.
Yeah, sure. So myself, Karthik, I'm working for compliance from almost 2.5 years as a domain or indirect tax expert. And I'm in the same field as a taxation or domain expert for almost more than 5 years. That would be a very brief intro about me.
That's great to hear, Karthik. So yeah, moving on to the questions regarding UAE e-invoicing, can you start by explaining what e-invoicing is and why it's becoming mandatory in UAE?
Right. So, coming to invoicing, especially in UAE, at its core is the electronic exchange of invoice data in a structured, machine-readable format between a supplier and a buyer, which is reported electronically to the UAE FTA. And it's crucial to understand that it isn't just about sending a PDF via email or any other format of exchanging, but it's a standardized digital data exchange. Earlier, whatever we are doing, like unstructured formats, PDFs, Word documents, scan images, right now are not at all considered as e-invoicing. We have a specific XML standard which we have to follow to submit invoices to UAE FTA.
Okay, great, Karthik. Great to know that. And going to the next question, how does e-invoicing simplify business operations, especially the accounts receivable and the accounts payable processes?
Right. So e-invoicing plays a crucial role in automating AR and AP processes, Siddharth. Let's get into deep, with regards to accounts receivable, e-invoice can enhance or can help for faster invoice delivery. Earlier, we were submitting invoices manually, like email or sharing the PDFs or some other way. But right now, over transmission channels, kind of PayPal, we will do instant delivery to the buyer from the supplier or vice versa from the buyer to supplier. And also this way we can automate the validations. Hence this can result in reduced errors or fewer disputes or rejections from buyer. And also
Okay.
when there is an automated validation check and fewer disputes and rejections, automatically this will result in the improved cash flow. When invoices can be delivered instantly and accepted by buyers, obviously payments can also be done quicker. And also it will help in reconciliation, since it is a machine readable format on and also like tamper proofed, I mean tamper free. Like no supplier or buyer, when received from the other party and also that is approved by FTA, cannot tamper the invoicing. Hence this tamper proof invoicing or tamper resistant invoicing will help in automated reconciliations, right? And when
Okay,
it comes
Karthik.
to accounts payable, for buyers, it's like seller will send the invoice, buyer will receive. And for accounts payable, e-invoicing will automate the invoice capture process. Till now, they will have a person in place doing the manual entry for paper invoices. But this can be automated since it's an electronic data exchange. And also with this, they can streamline the approval processes. So when invoices can be auto captured and approvals can be streamlined, automatically it will enhance the visibility of financial planning and
Great,
also
Karthik. Great.
reduce the paper processing costs.
Okay. Yeah, that's great. So moving on to the next question, what practical changes should business expect in their e-invoicing workflows once e-invoicing is implemented?
Okay. First thing is obviously, since by this time users or businesses might have got adapted to this manual invoicing system, first they have to integrate proper invoicing systems with their ERP systems or any billing software that they are using. So integration would be one challenge. And second thing is, first they have to find a proper accredited service provider. Like not every service provider or every invoice service provider can submit invoices to FTA. First, they have to get themselves accredited with FTA. and then only they'll be eligible to submit invoices. So one a business has to find a proper accredited service provider. And also they should have a clean customer and supplier master data with accurate and precise TRN numbers, tax registration numbers. And also they should automate their validations, and they should also take care of invoice archiving. Till now, maybe you businesses might be just doing 1 or 2 years of archiving, or till the time they might, I mean, whatever the software they are using, until the subscription expires, they might be archiving. But from this e-invoicing implementation, FTA has mandated certain period, typically 5 years or probably 7 years. So till this span, whatever the service provider you're using, you have to archive the invoice, I mean, e-invoice. So to
Oh,
get all these into place, major thing would be staff training. So to integrate systems, or partner with accredited ASPs, or cleaning the master data, automating the validations, digital archiving, everything would require probably a very basic thing, which is like staff training should be taken care of.
great, Karthik. Okay. That was a structured answer. So, going to the next question, could you share some examples of companies that transition to e-invoicing and the benefits that they observe?
Yeah. So I would not get personal, or and I mean mention not any company names or my client names, but I would take up industries. So let's say we were having few clients who were involved in e-commerce transactions. So e-commerce business. So they were issuing invoices like anything, like 3 to 4 lakh invoices in an hour. So it's like their invoicing system is haywire. They can't, I mean, they had their own personal fields, whatever is required for the business, and they were issuing invoices by the time e-invoicing is implemented in that particular country. And when we went there, it was a very big challenge for them, because if something goes wrong, everything will be messed up. And also there
Yes.
is a huge field level gap, and I mean field level gap. Like they were following some fields that is I mean appropriate or suitable for them till that time, but particular country specific fields were listed or declared by that particular country tax authority. So they has to bring both the things in line and make the things work. So there we help them, and we did a proper gap analysis, help them identify where they are lacking, and give them a very simple reports whatever they have asked for, and also customized few field level data, and also mapped few without completely changing the fields. We mapped it to the necessary or existing fields that is listed by the particular tax authority. This way we help them to overcome all their problems and onboard live for submitting the invoices to the tax authority. This helped them a significant cost savings by eliminating most expenses and manual efforts in improving overall efficiency. And
Okay, great, Karthik.
some other industry that we have come across is civil industry, especially coming to
Uh,
countries like KSA. In KSA, it was like people were using even paper invoices also. And also they were, I mean, making corrections on the pay, I mean, invoices. But when we, I mean, analyze the system, I mean, analyze their existing system, we did a gap analysis. We found where they are lacking, and we also helped them. Like, I mean, we provided them proper archiving where no invoices can be tampered once it is issued to the buyer.
Great, great, Karthik. Those are great examples. So, moving on to the next question. How does e-invoicing affect tax filing and VAT complaints? What are common complaints challenges which businesses face while tax filing and VAT complaints?
Right. First, we will talk about the impact on tax filing and VAT compliance. As you know, like what typically business used to do is they record their invoices in their ERP systems, and in the month end they go to VAT filing system or VAT filing websites and start uploading invoice by invoice, or entering the details invoice by invoice. Whereas now every transaction is recorded as an invoice and also submitted or transmitted to FTA via ASPs, like accredited service providers, day by day, or in a very real time. So when you want a VAT data, or like dummy VAT returns or VAT reports, you can pre-populate or populate anytime. So this way you are
Okay.
automating your VAT reporting. And also this way you are having the real time visibility of your VAT, what do we say, obligation or VAT liability. And also you are, you will have a very improved accuracy of VAT calculation, right? Like service providers like us, once you submit as invoices, we will calculate your VAT liability.
Correct.
And when you have everything recorded digitally, it's also make audits very much easier. Whenever throughout the year you can perform audits easily, or if you have an any external audit, you can submit the transactions easily. And coming to the challenges, as usual, would be finding a proper accredited service provider. Second is integrating with those service providers or system integration complexities, and also properly submitting these invoices to the service providers, or we could say data completeness or accuracy. And also very big challenge that we will ever see in any country is staying updated with the regulations. It's not just whatever the regulations were released today will remain till the till the last.
Correct.
It
Correct.
will keep changing. So service providers like Compliance or us, we will be, we'll keep ourselves and our customers updated with the regulations, especially with respect to e-invoicing and VAT. And also
Exactly.
like maintaining all the different types of invoices and maintaining or managing cross-border transactions. This would be typically a bit challenge, but still we are well versed with it. So it would not be that huge challenge when you take help of us.
Correct. Exactly. Thank you, Karthik. So that showed us light on a few things. So going on to the next question, what key tax risks or gaps does e-invoicing help address? And how does company compliance support businesses in managing these gaps?
Right. So some key risks or gaps that e-invoice would address is like, first thing is through archiving. First thing is like archiving. Like we will store the invoices till the time that authority has mentioned, typically 5 or 7 years. This is one thing. Second thing is like you will have a proof or invoice tampering proof. Like no invoice can will be allowed to tamper once it is submitted to FTA and buyer. And third thing is
Correct.
through this disallowing this invoice tampering or fraudulent invoicing, we will also be able to manage VAT leakage. By providing a comprehensive and timely transaction data, invoice helps FTA identify and prevent underdeclared VAT, right?
Okay.
And also when you have a very much cross match, like here, not only supplier, buyer also has to submit the invoices to FTA. This way, we'll have cross matching of invoices. Hence, there will be no
Exactly.
incorrect input tax claims. Okay, the risk of claiming input
Okay.
tax on illegitimate or non-compliant invoice will be very much minimized. And also, like when we follow all this, we will obviously save save our non-compliance penalties or coming across those non-compliance fines. So this would be
Correct.
some
Correct.
key issues that invoice would address. Coming to the challenges to support businesses is like, obviously, as I told you earlier, like some challenges that we spoke about, integrating with proper solutions and proper compliance monitoring, and also having the regular compliance updates, like on regulatory VAT invoicing updates, and especially not letting any invoice pass through the service provider validation layer to tax authority validation layer. So data validation and reconciliation, and also secure archiving.
Okay, Karthik. Okay, that was great. So moving on to the next question. As an indirect tax expert, what is your top advice to for businesses preparing for e-invoicing compliance in the UAE?
Right, nice question. So basically, very first thing would be, first we will have to understand, or a business has to understand what they are currently doing. What they're currently doing with invoices, and understand UAE PINT-AE specifications, and they have to fill that gap. So basically, we have to conduct a gap analysis and fill that gap, and engage all the stakeholders, like let's say finance team, IT team, procurement, sales, every person. who is impacted on involved in e-invoicing, we should engage them, we should train them, and we should also make them understand the importance and impact of e-invoicing. And
Correct.
third thing would be obviously choose wise. I mean, choose your accredited service provider wisely. Select a proper accredited service provider that aligns with your own business needs and offer integration proper capabilities that you would need and has a proper track record or a proven track record. Okay, and also next thing is like have proper master data. Like, is it, let it be your customers, let it be your suppliers. Have proper master data along with their precise and accurate TRNs. And plan for the change. I mean, plan for the change management. Train your teams thoroughly. User adoption is critical for success, so plan for the change properly. And rigorous
Great,
testing would
Karthik.
be the
That was
last
very
step.
good advice. So moving on to the okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Karthik, that was great advice. So moving on to the last question: who are exempt from e-invoicing, and what is zero VAT categories? Is it a case of exemption of e-invoices, or please explain those?
Sure. So right now, as per the current guidance, UAE invoicing system is expected to apply to all businesses operating in the UAE, including those dealing with taxable supplies, out of scope, and exempt supplies, regardless of their VAT registration status. Initially, it will cover B2B and B2G transactions, with B2C potentially being included later, we could expect. Therefore, direct exemptions from the requirement to issue e-invoices are not broadly outlined for specific types of business or transaction, nothing. Though the full legislation is still pending from FTA. It's more about what transactions are subject to VAT rather than who is exempt from e-invoicing. Okay, and coming
Okay,
to the zero VAT category transactions. So we have to understand this clearly. Zero VAT transactions are even taxable supplies. Just their
okay,
tax rate is zero. It's not like they are exempt. Okay,
okay,
they still fall under taxable supplies, and also uh, one who perform these or do these zero VAT category transactions still will be able to recover their input tax credit or input VAT related to those supplies. Like,
okay,
and
Karthik.
also there are very minor or few zero rated transactions in covered in UAE, kind of export of goods and services, international transportation of passengers and goods, and first supply of residential buildings, certain educational and health services, etc.
Okay, great, Karthik. Thank you. And thank you, Karthik. That was a very enlightening session. We look forward to many upcoming sessions with you in the near future to understand more on e-invoicing and tax compliance and for different countries as well. So once again, thank you, Karthik. So we will end this webinar here. Thank
Yep.
you.
Thank you very much, Siddharth. Yeah.